You know that I was inspired to do this topic because my parents are so understanding and supportive. Welcome. When LithoFest made a post on Facebook saying that I will be doing this topic about teenagers experiencing stress, I believe that expectations and parental pressure adds to stress. According to UNESCO, 50% of today's teenagers of children are raised under stressful conditions. 72% of children do not know how to cope with stress in India, and out of these children, a large percentage of them end up giving up on their academic life or on their hobbies. A large percentage of them resort to consumption of demerit goods and substance abuse. A large percentage of them commit suicide, which is extremely unbelievable. And I feel that the primary causes of stress are schoolwork, relationships, siblings, parental pressure, and disputes with friends. I feel that it's safe to say that these primary causes do not affect me in any great extent, because schoolwork, well, I only start to think about doing schoolwork when the deadline passes. So there's not much stress about schoolwork on me. The fact that because my parents are sitting right in front of me, I should be saying that there's no parental pressure on me. I have no siblings, so there's no stress about competition with my siblings and being one step ahead. Also, although my parents may think that I have a lot of girlfriends, I'm not in a relationship with anyone. I haven't ever been, so I don't have that stress either. And I have a set of very genuine friends, so I don't have a lot of disputes with my friends as well. What stresses me out is thinking about the future, knowing where I'll be 5 years from now, which university I'll get in. Well, a lot of students nowadays are also stressed about which university they'll get into, whether they'll be in their dream university or not. Their parents impose a lot of restrictions on them so that they do not fail in life. So I can understand parents being hyper, but what I want to talk about is the teenagers aspect, how they are brought up under stressful conditions. I understand that parents do not want their children to fail, which is why they might come across as hyper, which isn't wrong. And also, before I say anything, substance abuse being stressful doesn't justify substance abuse. So I believe that I don't like a lot of things about this generation, but being a part of it, I understand it, and I would like to be the bridge today between today's teenagers and adults, and explain how stress can be combated and how teenagers can talk to their parents, how their parents can be more open to their children about their life, because they are obviously the more experienced ones. They can tell their children about their experiences and give them examples of how they combated stress when they were young. Of course, now situations have changed. There's a lot of competition. Cutoffs in colleges are 95%. It's extremely difficult to do well academically, and a lot of parents impose restrictions on children because they want them to do well academically, forgetting the extra co-curricular aspect of their children's lives. Before I say anything about my stress about the future, I would like to ask any of the members in the audience, do you feel that you undergo stress in any of the 5 primary aspects that I stated, which is schoolwork, siblings, parental pressure, disputes with friends, and being in a relationship? So if anyone has any questions, or if anyone wants to share any example from their life about what stressed them out, they're welcome to do so.
Shall I ask you something?
Yeah.
No, as you said that you wanted to be a bridge between the parents and today's generation. So I just wanted to ask you, like, I being a father, what should I take care so that my child is not stressed out, you know?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, because sometimes you may not know whether a child is stressed out or not, and the child may remove that stress by carrying out substance abuse outside home, and you as a parent may not be aware of it. So to prevent that and to ensure that your child isn't undergoing any kinds of extreme stress, there will always be stress, but to ensure that your child experiences the least amount of stress, what you can do as a parent is ensure that they're up with their school work, and talk to them every day about how life is going. Give your examples. My parents do that, so I know. Yeah, give your examples from your life. Any other questions? There's one of my friends in the room here, Ale. His mom never allowed him to go out, and his mom never allowed him to do anything. So he removed his stress by doing these wonderful paintings, and these paintings really helped him out to think broadly, be more open-minded, and come out from the stress. What I believe that if you have these kind of conditions at home, that if you believe that no one can help you out, then the person in the mirror can help you out, just you.
That means that means a parent should not allow to an extent, right? So if Ali's parents didn't allow him, he became a painter. So that's very good. That's a positive part of it, right?
No, parents should allow. See, now
But
this
then
is
how do we
this is
get
like one
painters?
case, this is one scenario.
But then how
Give
will
me an
we get
example.
painters if we allow all the time? I really now I'm missing that because I allowed you all the time. So I would have got a painter also in my house then.
I'm not a good painter. I know that I don't have an aptitude in painting, and that I don't have a talent in painting. My talent lies somewhere else, in economics. And announcer said in economics, given one, etc. Do you have any other questions around your stress about relationships or anything?
Yeah, my stress is about our relationship. Please answer that.
Your relationship with
You.
me? So I'll explain it to myself. I'm sure your son will understand. Dad, any question? No question. Our relationship is fine.
Did you decide?
So moving on, I feel that I experience a lot of stress when I think about the future, because I don't know where I'll be. You know, there's no parental pressure on me. I'm not saying that because my parents are in front of me. I'm saying that because I'm going back home with my parents. Okay. So, what was I saying? Future. So I get very stressed when I think about the future, because my parents don't impose their expectations on me. I know that they have a lot of expectations from me, but they just don't pressurize me to do anything. But I myself have extremely high expectations for myself, and that's why that results in stress. Because I feel, will I be able to live up to my own expectations? If I don't, I'll end up getting demotivated to continue doing that same task. So thinking about the future really stresses me out, and I feel that every member of the audience will have something that may stress them out, something in particular. But those five primary aspects which I laid out in the beginning are, according to research, one of the highest reasons why teenagers nowadays are stressed. Also in India, now there's this group called Indian relatives. Indian relatives, now they have a calendar. This calendar includes the final examination date and the board result date of each of their nephews and nieces. And the day it comes out, the day these results come out, these relatives will make sure that they call, बेटा पास हो गया, बेटा 95% आ गए, ओ 93 है, मेरे बेटे को 95 है, बेटा. So Indian relatives really contribute to the stress factor, because they ensure that competition is there. Now, coping with stress. Coping with stress is one thing we all should know how to do. These expectations and parental pressure which add to the stress can be coped with. Students, this is my message to students. If they feel that a particular task is really stressing them out, then I advise to take a break from that task. Pursue your hobbies. Pursuing your hobbies really releases stress. And according to a study, students who only work and only study are more stressful and they score lesser compared to students who study and pursue their hobbies, play football or play any other sport or play an instrument. So basically, pursuing your hobbies diverts your attention for a while and from the stressful aspects of life like academics, and it ensures that when you get back to these academic tasks, you are in a new state of mind and you'll be able to do these academic tasks much better.
And also listening to romantic songs late night.
Yeah, I do listen to romantic songs late night, which is why my parents think that I'm in love. But that's not the case. I feel a lot of teenagers nowadays listen to romantic songs. I don't think everyone is in love.
But here I would like to ask you one thing. If at all you really fall in love in future, and then if your parents don't approve of that female, then in that situation what would you do? Would you give priority to your girlfriend or would you give priority to your parents?
That's an excellent question. This talk is for 15 minutes. I think Sushant Singh Rajput, everyone is waiting for him. And because this talk is for 15 minutes, I can have a separate panel tomorrow or something for 15 minutes. No comments. I'm neutral to this question. But actually, if you want me to answer it, I feel that my parents will be okay with any girl I want to marry.
No, if at all, if something goes wrong and if they don't, then what would you do in that case? Would you stress your parents or you will take the stress on you?
I don't think, yes, it's a very valid question and teenagers could reach this point, but I don't think in my life I'll ever come across this point because I have a very good understanding of my parents and my parents have always been extremely supportive. So, I'm sure they understand and they like the girl I want to marry.
So finally they will have to understand.
They'll have to compromise. So, any other questions in the audience? Malik.
Ali,
None of your friends are asking what is this. Please tell them to ask something.
get the mic too.
So one question I had for you is, if everything you said today doesn't work, then what do you do?
You look inside yourself. What kind of question is this? And walk, obviously. And you only give solutions.
So do you suggest that children should start seeking professional help if all of this doesn't work?
Yeah, professional help. See, professional help can also be help from a friend. If there's a friend you're really close to, you can open up about your problems to that friend. And if that friend is good at advice, Harsh Jain is extremely good at advice. He's sitting in the audience. Everyone, please have a close look at him. No photos. I'm just joking. So, so you can talk to your friends about it. But I feel like having an understanding with your parents from the beginning is extremely great because that way you can open up to your parents about everything, and your parents are your best friends. My parents are my best friends, and I'm not saying this because they're sitting in front of me. Because I have to go back home. So in the Indian society, parents, a large population of parents have fixed expectations from their children. I don't want to say that they don't know the definition of success, but what I believe is that they impose certain expectations on their children. Like, my daughter will grow up and she has to become a doctor. My son has to become a lawyer, an engineer, a businessman. Success is not defined by enrolling into these professions. One can also be successful by being the best removing the best out of oneself. So what I feel is the best way to combat stress, to combat hyper, parents also hyper because some teenagers don't do well, don't do academically well in school. So to combat all these problems, with the teenagers are the core of this situation. So teenagers, the only thing they need to do is sometimes take a break, pursue their hobbies, manage time, ensure that they do not waste time in things that can affect their life later on. Ensure that they don't resort to substance abuse, consume demerit goods, because that way it may release your stress temporarily, but in the future it'll only add on to your stress because you'll get addicted to those goods. So I feel that pursuing your hobbies plays a large role in improving your stress levels, and then that way teenagers can combat their academic expectations. They can live up to their parents' expectations and their own expectations, and ensure that way, if they live up to everyone's expectations, then there won't be any parental pressure on them. Parents won't put the pressure on the teenagers, and then that will help to have a better understanding between parents and children. That's all I want.